Awesome. Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Jason Howarth with Tilden-Coil. In fact, everyone presenting this afternoon will be from Tilden-Coil here. Appreciate you connecting with us today. Mario here in pre-construction was going to do a lot of the presentation. You may know Mario from interacting from bids and pre-construction. I wasn't able to make it today. He's out ill. I oversee pre-construction as a pre-construction director and project executive, and so I'm stepping in today for him to help present here over the next 30 minutes some partner pro tips, which is our ways to connect with you all there. So ideally, you've connected in. We've got a good little group here. You'll notice, though, at the beginning of this that there's not a chat feature in Teams, but there is a Q&A. And so if you have questions as we're going along right at the top, click on that Q&A, submit your question. There'll be a moderator to look at those, and we'll try to answer the questions along certain segments and allow a few minutes here towards the end to answer them. We probably won't be able to answer them all, but Tommy will do his job to go ahead and answer the best ones that come on through. So with that, giving everyone a chance to kind of log in and get plugged in, I'm going to share my screen and should have a little bit of PowerPoint presentation that you see there. Jerome or Tommy will tell me if not, but what we're calling this is Partner Pro Tips. This is the first one of these, and we plan to do some of these here in the future based on your feedback here today. Ideally, we're here serving you with this information on how to better connect with us and participate. And so we're doing this primarily out of appreciation. A lot of you guys bid our work, do our perform work in the field, partner with us, and we want to learn more about you guys besides you connecting with us. And so we want to continue to strengthen the relationship, and that's why we're doing this here today, and also improve our communication with you as partners on what's happening with Tilden-Coil, how we could better serve you, and some of the features we have that's easily accessible through our website, besides the things that we share with you today. So what is our agenda for the next 27 minutes? One, CMiC Collaborate, which is our project document software of how all of our RFIs and submittals interact and ways for you to access them in the project. Jerome's going to spend a few minutes and talk a little bit about that. Number two, TCC Contractors webpage. Where do you go to interact with us to get basic information about our projects? I'm going to log on to our website, show you that, so we make sure you've got access to our information through that portal, and then share with you a little bit about what a top sub is, which is the on-purpose subcontractor, and how we define those and how you can partner there with us. And then upcoming projects, just a few details about some upcoming projects besides what we've kind of see out there on the TCC webpage. And then get to that Q&A and have some you guys give us some feedback on some next topics we were considering. Again, this is to serve you guys and to connect with you. So we had a few topics that we were kicking around and wanted to get your kind of survey response to that. And then we would send a feedback form to you at the end of this to get a little bit more information on the value ideally that you got from this, or how we can make it even more valuable and more effective with your time. We do appreciate your time. So we'd send that out via email after that this is done. So with that, we'll have Jerome jump right in and talk a little bit about CMiC Collaboration.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. And as Jason mentioned, my name is Jerome Martinez. I'm the IT director here at Tilden-Coil. And being that I'm in IT, I don't have the privilege or opportunity to directly communicate with you guys outside of special work events like, dinners or golf tournaments, right? So communicating with subcontractors is something new to me, right? But having said that, IT does manage many of the communication tools that our project teams use to communicate with you guys or subcontractors. This includes email, mobile phones, iPhones, text messages, and industry-specific applications, right? So our goal from an IT perspective is to provide our entire project teams, including you guys or subcontractors, the communication tools required to effectively build together. Now, this does not mean that you all get new iPhones today, okay? What this does mean, though, is that TCC will be providing you guys with something new. So today, I wanted to make everyone aware of a powerful new communication tool that our subcontractors can use to increase collaboration and communication with our project teams. It's called CMiC Collaboration. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show you what that looks like. Okay, so if you guys are anything like me, you're probably asking yourself, so what, who cares, and how does this affect me, right? I'm sure most of you guys are skeptics, right? And so in our presentation today, I want to attempt to answer all three of those questions. Oops, go back here. So what? So simply put, CMiC Collaboration is a web portal that you guys can log into, which will give you instant access to project data, right? So imagine you're working on one of our projects and you need to view a specific detail in a drawing, or you need to reference a specific RFI, or you need access to a submittal. Well, with CMiC Collaboration, you can access all this data instantly when you need it. Okay, so you no longer have to send out an email and wait for a response. You could simply log into the web portal and get this data on your own. And because you have instant access, this will increase and improve communication, and it will create more efficient workflows. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a live demo here and show you what this portal looks like. So in order to access the CMiC Collaborate portal, the easiest way to do it is to go to our webpage at www.tilden-coil.com, and you'll see that there's this contractors tab here. You can simply click on that, and you'll see here a link to CMiC Collaborate. So once you click into the CMiC Collaborate, it'll take you to the portal. Now, in order to gain access to the portal, you have to be invited to it. So once you're invited by someone on a project team, you will go through a simple registration process. Once you're registered, then you can gain access. So I'll go and show you what this looks like as a test user. So once you log in, you'll see the project gateway here, and you'll be presented with all the different projects that you have access to. So if you have multiple projects that you're working on with Tilden-Coil, they'll all be listed here. I'm going to go ahead and go into a test project. You'll see here when you first log in, you will get this red bar. That's because this project hasn't been configured with the project homepage, so you can safely ignore that. Over on the left here, though, is all the different modules that you have access to. And so I'll just go ahead and go into the RFIs. Here you'll see all the different RFIs associated with the project. You could click on any of them to access the details of them. So you see here, the question, the answer, and if there's any attachments, they would be here as well. You could also go into submittal packages. So if you have any questions about a specific submittal package, you could click in the submittal package itself. And if you wanted to get into the details, you would just click into that link and it'll show you the submittal detail. Okay. Another valuable function here is you have access to documents, and something that's valuable to a lot of our subcontractors is the drawings. And so if you go into the drawings, you'll see here that this is all our plans for this specific project. You could hit this download drawing set, which will allow you to download the entire drawing set, and you can save it locally to your computer. You could also access it through the cloud. And so you can go into any particular page here and it'll show you the specific plan. And the good thing here is that you could mark this up and add annotations as needed, hit save, and any of these annotations will only be visible to you. So it's like having your own personal digital drawing set. So that's CMiC Collaborate in a nutshell. I'm not going too much into the weeds of this. I just wanted to kind of highlight some of the features and how you could use it with our project teams. Let me go ahead and go back here into the PowerPoint presentation. So what you see here are the current projects that use CMiC Collaboration, right? So if you are working on any of these projects and you're not currently utilizing CMiC Collaboration, I encourage you to contact the project manager for each of these projects so that you could gain access. Okay, so second question, I answered the question, so what? Now, who cares, right? So if you're working on a project with Tilden-Coil, you should care because you'll be able to get the information when you need it, right? So again, no more waiting for email responses. You can get instant access to data when it's most convenient to you. And so how does this affect me? Well, we're encouraging all our new projects to start collaboration. So this is going to be enabled on all those projects. And so in the near future, all our projects will be using collaboration. And so we encourage every one of you to get on board and start using this because it is a powerful tool. And you know, all our project communication will be handled through the CMiC Collaboration portal. So we encourage you guys to get on board with this, and we hope that you find value in it. So at this time, we could go ahead and take any questions you guys might have. And as of now, it doesn't look like there's any questions.
No questions yet, Jerome. So I just want to remind everybody to use the Q&A function at the top of the screen. If they do have questions, they can submit questions throughout the whole presentation. And at the appropriate time, we can address those.
I think they don't have any questions, Jerome, because you presented so well. So what? Who cares? How does it affect them? You hit the basics for them. So, so continuing on with you know, interacting through us, connecting with us is our website. And if we go to the top here, when you type in tildencoil.com, the contractors page, and so there's a lot of good information on here. I wanted to make sure that you had and shared this information. Jerome or Tommy, I'm sharing my screen, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, all right, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. So the CMiC Collaborate, which Jerome just hit on, is right there through that contractor's portal. Over here, site safety orientation. This is our site safety orientation video. You can click on and be able to see there. But primarily, I would say a lot of people are coming here to view all our bid opportunities. So a couple things to note in viewing all our bid opportunities. You can click here, but before you do, here are some of our main clients and programs: Mount San Antonio College, Chaffee Joint Union High School District, and Cerritos College. Each of these clients that we have deliver the projects you know, a little bit differently in the delivery method. A lot of them are CM multi-prime, but they have, what I'm getting at is different pre-qualification requirements. And so if there's something to take away from the presentation today, make sure you understand the pre-qual requirements when you're submitting, so that you could be pre-qualified before you just jump in and start working on a particular bid. Each of them are a little different, whether it's K-12 or community college level. Clicking on view all bidding opportunities here, you can see some projects in contact detail information. Some of these have recently just bid. Some of them are just out. One of them we will hit on is this sports lighting project, which is for SBHS and Bernardino City Unified High School District. A lot to say there, but we have some projects with them. You're able to click on this link here, and it brings you right into our database, which is SmartBid, and starts to give you all the relevant information where you can go in and drill more into the project specifics, so you can make a decision to bid or not to bid. So I wanted to make sure that you guys take away tildencoil.com, go to the contractors page, and you can get into viewing our bidding opportunities specifically, and then also pre-qualification. So that's some really good information there. The other thing that I want to move forward in and get to would be what we call a top subcontractor. And I'm going to go right to the how does it affect you theme here of benefits. If you're a top subcontractor, which is the on-purpose subcontractor and connecting with us, and we'll define what that means, is here's what's in it for you. A quarterly list of upcoming bid opportunities. The website I was just on gives you information related to maybe in the near term, but we'll issue a separate quarterly to those that are on purpose with us, right? So a longer range forecast of bidding opportunities, which is a better way for you to plan to bid our work in opportunities to win that versus competitors' work, because we need our clients to have 3 or more bids per category to substantiate the true market value of a particular trade when it bids. The other thing is we share sub appreciation events. If you're partnering and connecting with us, we're doing different kinds of appreciation events, and more to come as we kind of make this program more robust. So let's just spend a few minutes on what is an on-purpose subcontractor in the different categories. Each of these bullet points represent a particular category. So the first one's about feedback, where it says excellent performance in the field. Each of our project teams, towards the end of the job, we go to them from pre-construction to the production team, which is the trailer team on site, and say, how did your subcontractors or prime contractors do on the project? How did they do with safety, schedule, collaboration, billings, change orders, the typical things that we're looking for that need to get done in order for the job to be done successfully, right? And they rate you. They give you feedback. And so those that are the best performing in the field, meaning who are those guys out in the field working with us, contractors or subs, that our teams in the field want us to have back on the next job. We want to know who those are, because in pre-construction, we're going to solicit you guys, right? We want to work with those that are working well in the field. And so our job at pre-con is to try to go and get as many of those contractors that perform well in all aspects of building. That's category one. Category two is bid support. And we kind of go with this top 10 theme in almost each of these as far as a cutoff. So you kind of see that. But the bid support are those that are bidding our projects. Who is it that we can count on that's going to bid? Many of you are pretty good at that. You say, you know what, I'm going to bid this project. You can count on me. You're going to get my bid. Others, not so much. You say you're going to bid, but something happens. Whatever the reason is, you don't bid. So we're measuring those that are committed to follow through and bid our projects. And some of you out there bid almost everything we put out to market, which is great because we know you're a reliable partner that's going to bid our work, and we appreciate that. The next category, category three, which is G3, is what we used to call global greater good, hence G3. We've rebranded it underneath our nonprofit called Tilden-Coil Cares. And really what that is a nonprofit that encompasses all of our charity activities, things that we've maybe reached out to you before on, recently completed a Shoot for the Cure, which was a shotgun shooting event. Many of you guys out there do golf and have golf events and charities type things you participate in. Well, you know, we want to do something a little different besides golf. So we have a shotgun shooting event at Raw Hoggies in Chino or Norco area, Corona type area. And in fact, we're going to do it again, and it's going to be in the spring. We don't have the date yet, but it's in March. So those that want to partner with us, be a sponsor, contribute to things like Shoot for a Cure, which is for LLS. It's a charity, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. That's a great way to connect with us also, because we value giving back and partnering with trades that get that value and are part of the community. The next one, number 4, production volume. These are contractors that tend to have larger volume contracts. So when we're in new building construction, this tends to be electrical, steel, could be concrete if we do a lot of concrete structures in a particular year, things like that. And these are the guys that are out there that have a lot of volume, influence a lot of volume of the work itself out there when we're building new buildings. So the top 10 contractors that got the volume of our work we want to connect with. Why? You're putting the most volume in the ground for us. We need to find a good way to work with you. The next is contract leaders. Now, this is excluded from production volume. These are guys that maybe have smaller volume scope, but constantly win our contracts. They're connecting with us. They're bidding and winning. And it could be smaller dollar volume contracts. And so we need to connect with you just as much, because you're doing just that. Bid, win, perform. And we want to partner with you also. So in order to be an on-purpose subcontractor, all you need to do is qualify within one of these 5 categories to connect with us. But there's a unique way you're connecting with us. Some of you overachievers out there, the really on-purpose subcontractors, are in multiple of these categories. You might happen to be a trade that does big volume or win a lot of our contracts, partner with us, bid all of our work, and perform well in the field. Man, that's awesome, right? And we really appreciate you guys for that. So wanted to spend a few minutes to tell you what a top subcontractor is, what that means to us, and how you would qualify. How would you know you're one? How you would know you were one is it is posted once again on our website and also inside our office on the 3rd floor. Once a year we update it, and it is about the top subcontractor, and you can see all those in the particular categories. You can see if you rank or not. If you want to learn more about it or how close you are to getting qualified in one of these particular categories, contact Mario. He'd be the great person to get a hold of to do that. So moving on, shifting gears, upcoming projects. So we talked about San Bernardino City Unified School District. This is a lease-leaseback client. So all these projects are going to be lease-leaseback school projects for us. And it'll be sports lighting, athletics improvement, child development center, which is coming out. This is probably the bigger one of the projects. It's about a 15,000 square foot single story project with LPA as the architect. And so this is a great project here that we're excited, just about ready to come out in January and February. So these dates right here are the rough dates for which it's bidding. Another project we're excited about is Cal Baptist University baseball softball building. There'll be a 2-story wood frame masonry built construction right next to them playing baseball, because it's a new baseball building for them in softball, locker room, coach's office, the things of that nature. And so we're just about ready to push that out to bid once we get updated drawings from the architect. Long Beach, a long-standing client of ours, has a modernization project here that's going to go to bid. Once again, this is leaseback work. Cal Baptist, we're the selected GC. No other GC on the project. It's been ours and negotiated from day one in planning, and so you'd be bidding just to us. And then the very last one down here at the bottom, Mount Sac Tech and Health, or Technology and Health. This is a 2-part project. There's going to be an increment 1 and an increment 2, almost $200 million worth of work for this particular building. Increment 1, which is DSA approved, is ready to go out to bid once the state approves it to be released. So it'll be a demo grading utilities package, and ideally we get approval to push this out in December. If not, it'll slide a little bit, but the client has the money, the funds to go ahead and put a very large project in with Tech and Health, almost 200 million there. So with that, and covering some of those items, I wanted to make sure we gave some time here for some questions. So Doug has asked a question: will this be applicable to projects that are currently bidding or just projects that you are building? I'm going to assume it's relevant to the quarterly update. So it very well could be, Doug, items that we are going to bid or chase that update. So if we're getting after something and need your bid or participation, we would be reaching out to you guys if we compete with other GCs. It's very rare that we go bid a project, very seldom. Sometimes we do it for sport. We will join in on a bid. Usually it'll be 3 or less bidders, and we'll get after it, and we'll solicit you guys to help give us the best number so that we can try to pick up a project that way. Are there any other questions, Tommy?
Nope, not yet.
All right, look at that. I can always count on my buddy Doug here to send over a question, so I appreciate that. All right, so just like we run our projects, they're on schedule. This meeting's on schedule. We all have challenges in the out there in the field. We're working on getting better with scheduling, and we always use your help. In fact, that might even be a topic in a pro tip of what the best CMs and GCs and subcontractors do as a team to deliver projects on schedule. That can be a topic right there. But I digress. So here's the question for you. The question is future partner pro tips and topics. You'll see it pop up right on your screen. It's an easy check in the box. This is to make sure we actually haven't put you to sleep and you've gotten some kind of value. Let me explain those for a moment here that you might be interested in, where we can do a future pro tips topics. One is skilled and trained workforce requirements. You remember all those leaseback projects that we mentioned? Well, per the code, we need to follow skilled and trained workforce requirements. And so we could do a presentation on that, of what some of the best trades are doing in order to meet those requirements. Another item here could be BIM 360 pro tips. We have an in-house BIM team that can kind of dive into and share a little bit about BIM collaboration and some of the pro tips related to what we see contractors doing well in 3D collaboration and Revit. And the other topic here is how we use feedback from subcontractor surveys. I want to be clear about this. This is where we go out and do random surveys with subcontractor firms, prime contractors, and get your feedback on how we can better partner with you. Some things that we've heard in the past, like, hey, pay us quicker. You know, cash flow is important, right? Don't do T&M change orders so that we finance the job. Let's agree on a price, get it approved, and let us bill it. Let's not take forever on that. There's feedback that has been provided by subcontractors that we take very seriously, because you're our partners. We want you to bid us. We want you to work for us so that we can deliver great projects for our clients. And so if you wanted to learn more about this process that we have, where we go and interview a random number of subcontractors and get feedback, or you want to be one of those contractors to interact with, then this is something to put here. So now with that, you could go ahead and select an item as far as maybe a topic you would like. And we're not meaning to limit it to just these three. These were a few that we had picked. There will be a feedback form at the end of this where you can go ahead and share some other thoughts about the time you spent with us today. If there's something else you would like us to dig into where we spend time with you, that would be fantastic also. So if you take a moment, get a chance to go ahead and hit that, and then hit the submit button there, you'll start to see on your screen who's picking, you know, what particular topics. And it looks a little bit like a horse race here with the stats that I can see from my screen. But there is a clear leader so far that says skilled and trained workforce requirements. And the other one seems to be tied, but there's still a few votes coming in there. So Tommy, I don't know how many are still pending responses, but do you have any feedback?
That's probably, there haven't been many responses submitted in the last, 30 seconds or so. That's probably the majority that we're going to get.
Okay. All right. So skilled and trained workforce is what I'm seeing. And then the how we use subcontractor feedback surveys would be third, and then BIM is 2. So it's just kind of right in the order: 1, 2, and 3. And then if there's any other feedback you feel strongly about to give to us. So we've got only a few minutes left for this kind of first session and go around. Tommy, anything else?
No other questions have been submitted. I just want to reiterate what Jason, I think, said a couple times. These aren't the only topics we're exploring. We want to hear from everybody if there's something else that's more relevant to you. And there's going to be a form that's going to be emailed out after this webinar. We're going to email it out to everybody to get that feedback.
Awesome. Well, with that, a couple minutes to spare. Time is valuable. I know you guys got projects to bid and manage. I do appreciate you taking the time to join us today and connect with us and learn a little bit more about how you can get information related to projects and partnering with us in the future. So with that, I hope you have a blessed afternoon. See you later.